All right, this is an example of a perpetuity calculation. A perpetuity is a perpetual annuity. All right, and if you remember from the book, an annuity is a series of equal payments for a specified period of time. Perpetual means literally forever, that there is no FV, that the payments never end, or they're never planned to end. So you run into perpetuities all the time. Now, one of the most common ones you might be more familiar with are scholarships, and that's how colleges endow scholarships. They ask the donor to give them a certain amount of money, and they will fund the scholarship payments out of that. Now, they never touch the principal. They typically guarantee a 5% rate of return. They earn more than 5%, but that's what they're going to pay out is 5%. So if they can earn 8% on the endowed funds, they take 5% of the earnings, pay the scholarship agreement to the deserving student, and then keep the rest or use it for something else. So when we're doing these types of problems, I had a glitch with my computer there. Watching the sausage being made. All right, so what the Citadel is looking at is that they know that they have to take the present value of the endowment times some interest rate, and that has to be enough to make the payments. Now, the number of periods is infinity, so it doesn't have a definition. And the future value is undefined because the future value is a single dollar amount on the last end. Since the periods never end, then you can't have a future value because there is no end point on here. So this is a perpetuity formula, and to figure out what it is, the rate of return here, we're saying that the institution is going to take the $80,000 times some interest rate and use that to guarantee payments of $4,000 a year. Okay, well that's pretty simple. If I divide both sides by 80,000, then the interest rate would be equal to the $4,000 divided by $80,000. So the interest rate comes out to 5%. Okay? And that is how college endowments work. Typically, they guarantee a 5% rate of return. So if you wanted to endow a scholarship of, say, $20,000 a year, so you want to endow a $20,000 per year scholarship, then you need to give them a present value where if you earn 5% on it per year, it'd be enough to make your payment. So the present value times 5% has to be enough to equal $20,000 a year. And how do you do that? Divide both sides by 5%, then the present value would be equal to $20,000 divided by 0.05, which would be $400,000. And that's perpetual annuities in a nutshell. By the way, you could have also done the same calculation using number of periods, rate, PV, FV, and PMT simply by putting a 0 there and using a really large number here, like 2,000 for the number of periods. And then if we were trying to solve for rate, then what's the present value where it was $80,000 funding $4,000 a year payments, and you'll come up with the same answer as long as you use a big enough N. And here a couple of thousand usually is more than sufficient, depending on what other numbers are. So you can use the NIPVFE payment, but you don't have to, because it's actually just a simple formula. The FV is 0, and the number of periods is just really, 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 really large.